In addition to other government-funded positions, many people are wondering what will happen to law enforcement. So for more on this, I want to bring in CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen. Jake, we heard the DOJ and the FBI might also let go some of its workers last night. Did that happen? And are we talking about agents or are we talking about support personnel?
Well, a lot of this, Vlad, is actually people who took those government buyouts and who were working on kind of those government reform and government reduction in force acts that DOJ put in place and offered to people in the Department of Justice and FBI. And the end of September was the end of a lot of those people's employment. So the FBI started today with hundreds of less people in positions across the entire agency. Same for the Department of Justice. At the same time, the FBI has told CBS News, and sources within the FBI told CBS News, that most of the people who are currently on staff there are going to continue to work. However, at the DOJ, we've already seen a trickle of court filings this morning, Vlad, in which the government is saying it simply cannot defend all these cases, asking judges to slow down some of these cases. Nothing super high profile at the moment, but that does not mean if the shutdown continues that federal prosecutors and federal attorneys are going to continue their pace of working for the Department of Justice. We saw a memo from Attorney General Pam Bondi yesterday in which she implied that about 10% of the Department of Justice workforce could be furloughed, if not more. So certainly a precarious and fraught time. As we know, there's certainly no end in sight as of right now for this shutdown. And how does the federal government deal with this? These agencies are already very understaffed, and we've seen the FBI and other law enforcement agencies be deployed throughout the city. So are they able to keep the same posture in terms of defense that they've had before this shutdown and before hundreds of people accepted these buyout offers and their employment was officially ended as of yesterday?
All right, let's stick with the federal law enforcement, Jake. As you know, officials say federal troops have started an operation in Memphis this week. What are you hearing about that? Have you seen any images or pictures from what is happening there in Memphis?
Well, same as a number of other cities that we've covered and talked about over the last couple of months, Vlad, the National Guard is slowly trickling into both Memphis and Portland as we speak. These deployments take a lot of time, but specifically in Memphis, what we saw last night is Attorney General Pam Bondi touting that over 50 arrests were made. We know the crime rate in Memphis is very high. The Trump administration has made no qualms or argument about going in. The governor of Tennessee wants the National Guard and federal law enforcement there. What we really don't know is whether this is used as kind of kicking the door open for federal immigration authorities to move into the city. That's what we've seen in both Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and potentially in other places, is as the federal law enforcement goes in, ICE goes with them. And under the context of reducing crime, immigration arrests continue in these cities.
All right, Jake Rosen reporting from Washington for us this morning. Jake, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it.